Next, on Watch the Damn Tape, we're going to go over the last night's WNBA draft and its impact on the league going forward. What it do, peeps? I'm the Beat Chef with Watch the Damn Tape. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. New subscribers, I hope you enjoy the show. I appreciate you watching. Old subscribers, thank you for helping me build this platform and help me keep pushing out this content. Man, let me start off today with a story. Quick story. Way back in the day, I had a job, got hired on. It was a union job. And it was cool the first couple days. My boss said, hey man, I want to move you and let you sit with somebody else so you can learn another part of the business. So I sat with this guy. His name's Steve. Still know him to this day. Me and him real good friends. So boss walks off. Steve just fires out of nowhere, man, I ain't training my replacement. So I'm sitting there like, motherfucker, I slap shit out your ass. I just got this job. I don't even know what the fuck. This is my first union job. I don't really know how unions work. And I was 21 at the time. So I say all that to say this. These women, the party is over. It is the real world now. I got my wake-up call. When training camp starts in a couple days, you're going to get your wake-up call. Get ready. Congratulations on getting picked. Though those that got selected last night, congratulations. It was fun to watch, the little glamour, everybody dressed up, got the suits on, the dresses looking fly, everybody foxy. It's time for work. Even the people that didn't get drafted, the free agents, because a lot of players are going to make this team as free agents, make teams as free agents. In particular, if you want to get into people that didn't get drafted, I was shocked that T.U.S.S.L.E didn't get drafted. She doesn't quite shoot near the point where a lot of people would like, but her athleticism, I thought, would get her a shot. But I think she'll catch on somewhere as a free agent. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes to a team like Phoenix. But Sedona Prince, I was not surprised by Sedona Prince. See, Sedona Prince wanted equity and equality. Well, you got equity and equality. You had to pay for your consequences for your sexual abuse allegations, your domestic violence allegations. If this was a man, he would have been taken off of most teams' draft boards, if not completely undraftable. Character. 7 years in college, multiple stops, multiple schools, and the same thing keeps happening. And the number one overall thing that's involved in the equation is Sedona Prince. So Sedona Prince learned a valuable lesson. Hopefully, Sedona Prince can catch on with a team. She might catch on overseas, and she might keep her nose clean. She might stay out of trouble and show league GMs that, hey, she has changed. Also, in 7 years, you're old. She'll be 25 in May. You should be dominating girls in college, and you're still playing at a subpar college level. That went into it as well. But the time for work is now. I saw last night, one thing I noticed last night, especially with the earlier picks, there was a lot of, I can't wait to, learn from the vets. Ladies, take it from the story that I just said about Steve, my boy SJ. And he gonna laugh when he see this video, because he gonna be like, man, you still telling that story to folks? Man, that was a long time ago. Because he talk like Homer freaking Simpson. Man, oh, long time ago. That was a long time ago, man. You ain't got over that, Beat Chef. But make no mistake, your only job is to come in and take a job. And by taking a job, you make the team. You're not there to get friends. The veterans aren't going to help you, because the veterans know you're coming to take a job. Only a secure veteran, say like a Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, and Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, women of that ilk are guaranteed. To be honest, out of the 38 players selected in this draft, only two of these picks are monumental players. Everybody else can take a roster spot by working hard and showing their value. That's why I'm not giving any of these teams a grade. You can't give a grade off of no work. Their college resumes, great. All of them, all Big Ten, all ACC, all Mountain West, all SEC. All that crap's out the window. It's, can you beat out Sydney Colson? Can you beat out Natasha Cloud? Can you make us say, you know what? We'll keep Skylar Diggins Smith for another year, but Miss Sundrell, we think you can take her spot. We think you're the future. That's what matters. That's what's going to determine the grades. Wait a couple weeks and see which players get cut. Then we'll come back and talk. Because everybody that's grading now, they're all going to fail on the grades because you gotta make the team. You gotta push a veteran. You gotta make them say, you know what? Natisha Heidemann, it's been real, but we're moving on. We're moving on. We're going to take the little Diamond Johnson that didn't get drafted from Norfolk State at 5'5", and we think she's got more upside, and she'll be our long-term solution. Excuse me. That's what this draft was. This draft is, yeah, you might catch a couple people in this draft that are going to play significant minutes. This was a future draft. This was a shape the league, change the league, huge transition, because a lot of these players have been playing for a hell of a long time. So you can have in the first round Paige Bueckers and Dominique Malonga. They're locks. Sonia Citron could get cut in a month. She can go to training camp and stink it up and get cut. Josette could go to Golden State and they say, you know what, you can't really ball at this level. We seen you in a couple preseason games. We'll let you go back overseas. We'll let you go get some seasoning because I cook. So when food tastes plain, you need a little bit more salt in your greens. These greens are kind of Bobby Bland. So you never know. You just never know. I was happy for Sonia Citron. Went higher than I thought she would, but you got to remember, so many other players, namely Olivia Miles, left this draft. You had Aoki Lee that didn't even want to get drafted, which I thought was brilliant on her part in a bunch of aspects, but I'm going to talk about that at a later date. It's just so many players. Azzy Fudd. If any of these players came in, it pushes Georgia Amore down. It pushes Sanaya Rivers down. It pushes Sarah Ashley Barker down. It pushes Asha Savika down. It pushes Isaiah James into the second round. It pushes Haley Van Lith into the second round. They got fueled. This draft was a plentiful draft, and they got helped in this draft by so many women staying in college for another year. So many. Citron goes 3. The Mystics had a back-to-back pick. They go Kiki Irifin. She looked beautiful in that gold dress. Makeup was nice. Gotta get that jumper, sweetie. Gotta work. You got drafted because of your potential and your physical attributes, and they think you can grow. 12 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting 52%. But I seen you in the clutch, and you came up small. When you came up big, when Juju got hurt and Juju went down, you carried the team. But the next game, vanished. Where Kiki at? The freshmen were balling harder than you. Now, they didn't take that. That didn't hurt her in her draft where she got picked. But it's still on tape, and we watch tape over here. So we're gonna see if that jumper might buy you a year. You might be a one and done. So you're gonna have to get to work. Valkyries. Joe said, people saying that they should have took Morrow. Really don't matter. She can either play, she could play overseas, she can come back. Measurables. I had her compared to Ray Burrell as far as athleticism when I was doing the comparison between college players and unrivaled. But she goes that 5 to the Valkyries. Valkyries got 50 people on their roster. So it's a free-for-all for the Valkyries. And you've got to keep in mind, most of the women in the league this year are all on one-year deals. So you got to look at it. Most of the league is playing on a one-year deal. They're all rentals at this point, folks. It's rental. It's a rental league. Think about the amount of coaches. This is why another reason why I don't like the grade drafts in basketball. I think eight of the teams had new coaching hires. There was only 3 teams that had the same coach. I think the Storm had the same coach. Minnesota's got the same coach, and New York. Everybody else got a new coach. Everybody else. Yeah, we know what Stephanie White did in Connecticut. This ain't the same Connecticut team. It's a different team with Kayla Lord. We don't know how it's going to look. We don't know how it's going to look. You have no idea how Dallas is going to look, even with Paige bueckers. You don't have any idea how Connecticut's going to look. We don't know what Tyler Marsh is going to do in Chicago. His first rodeo, running the show. You see, it's a difference when you run the show and you got longevity. When it's new, it's hard to judge it's hard to judge a young player with a new coach. It's different if it's a veteran coach, like in the NBA. You got Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan run a system. Popovich run a system. That's why in the college game, when I did the reason why they're jumping the portal, number 4 was culture coaching. It matters. It's a fit. So some of these girls got drafted last night. Hell, their coach might not even be there next year. So you're a fit this year for this coaching staff. Next year, new coaching staff, new general manager. We don't really like that pick. We don't like Sonya. We're going to trade Sonya. And then you wonder why, if you look at some of these ladies' resumes, half of them have been around the league on various teams. Or if that coach went to another team, he just takes that player and follows and tries to rinse and repeat. Number 6 pick, Georgia Amore. Went higher than I thought, but I like little guards, and I love Georgia Amore because she got heart, and you can't measure that. Shooting percentage, low, but she can make plays. She got heart. You can't measure heart, and you can't measure a person's effort. When you see Allen Iverson, as small as he is, do what he does on a court, as small as he is, you gotta give that dude credit. And Georgia Amore, people talking about her size. She's playing guards in college that are every night. She ain't playing a 5'5", 5'6" girl. There are bigger guards, and she gets a way to get her shot off. Time. And like I said, this is a depth draft. Georgia Amore can start this year. She might be a career backup. She might be the first point guard on the second team coming in to spell the top guard. You never know who the Washington Mystics are going to get next year. But for this year, pretty much you can say everybody that's got drafted outside of Malonga and Paige bueckers could possibly be a backup. Could be a backup. Everybody in this draft, except for Paige bueckers and Malonga, could be a backup. And that's what I said. It's depth. 7, Anissa Morrow. Rebounding machine. Very athletic. Very athletic. More athletic than Angel Reese, but still has a lot of Angel Reese to her game. And she needs to get that crap out. Shoot 47%. That gonna probably dip in the league. That's gonna probably dip. Just like Kiki. It's gonna dip. Gotta get an outside shot. It's amazing with women's basketball. In college, it used to be the fundamentals were above the men's because that's all you got. You should be superb at passing, superb at dribbling, and superb at shooting. Layups should be, you should be able to do layups blindfolded. They should come second nature. But for some reason, they're not. And I fought that on coaching, but that's another topic for another day as well. But yeah, gotta get a little mid-range. Kiki, Anissa, they got to. It's just gonna expand their game and make them more deadly. The 8th pick, Sanaya Rivers, really a do everything guard, goes to Connecticut. And like I said, Connecticut got rid of old players. They got Marina, and if they keep her, which I'm pretty sure they will, because they gave up some capital for her, this is a great pick. This is a great pick for them. Like I said, a future pick, and she can play multiple positions and help them out a great deal. Sarah Ashley Barker, this one shocked the hell out of me. I was surprised she went at this high. I figured she'd go in the second round, but you got Kelsey Plum, and she can come in, and she's a better defender than Kelsey. Not as great a prolific scorer as Kelsey, but she can shoot very well. But it's a good all around pick for that team. They are loaded. Los Angeles shouldn't be a bottom dweller this year. Chicago Sky, Asha Savika. I know they showed the highlights. Man, I have no idea about this woman. That shot looked sus. Maybe she pans out. I mean, damn, you got Angel freaking Reese in the paint with Cardoza. This girl better shoot. She better lay some buckets, or she gonna be back overseas. It just. And then I was happy because the next pick was Haley Van Lith, and she not the traditional point guard. Get all that. She played hard, and she's been heralded since she came into college basketball, just like Paige bueckers. So I mean, she had first rounder on her when she was a freshman. So it was good to see Haley go in the first round. The only thing that sucked, boy, her body language, and I tell you, my uncle used to say all the time, man, a pair of lips, say anything. And boy, she was sitting there lying her ass off when she was talking about playing with Angel Reese. It looked like she was like, F. I had my best year away from Angel Reese and my worst year playing with Angel Reese. And now you're going to a team with Angel Reese. Jesus, boy, this girl, she can't buy a break. She was talking about mental health. She better get her therapist number on speed dial, because she gonna need it with them. I'm hoping it works out for her, but damn, I did not want to see her go to Chicago. Anybody but Chicago. Hell, L.A. I would have rather L.A. pick Haley and the Chicago Sky pick Sarah Ashley Barker. Hell, to be honest. But Dallas Wings finished off the first round and got Isaiah James. I damn near screamed when they picked this pick. I was like, Jesus. Dallas tickets I had already shot through the damn roof with Paige. When Paige Becker signed. Immediately shot through the roof. But Isaiah James, if she make this ball club with Paige Beckers and Enrique, and they running on the break, man, some of these old ladies, y'all best to get your Geritol up. Get your Geritol. They coming. That means good grief. Great pick. The Las Vegas Aces, they know they didn't have a first. They forfeited for some, You know, these teams, they do rules violations. Aaliyah, nah, oh my God. Just threes. Three all day. Three all day, shoot threes. One of the best in the country shooting threes. Been a sniper. I'm like, you got the best center in the league, the best paint person in the league in Asia Wilson. You lost Kelsey Plum. Yeah, you got Gold Mamba, which shit, ain't nothing gold about that girl, but anyway, she can score. She ain't no hell of a shooter percentage wise, but Jewel Lloyd, I mean, she is what she is, but man, you got this young lady. And I was like, wow, damn, the rich get richer. Next pick, the second pick in the Madison Scott, I'm like, okay, man. I was like, you could have got Cheyenne Sellers, you could have got Timpson. Why you get this girl? This girl can't shoot. She can't shoot. She'll shooting guard, can't shoot. Minnesota Lynx, next pick in the second round, Anastasia. Ooh, don't know. Don't. I can't even judge this lady. To me, sometimes when you pick a foreign player, it's just really just stashing. You know, you from Russia. It's not like I'm just sitting there watching Russia. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all folks. Russian women's basketball? No, I'm not. No. Fourth pick, Maddie Westbeld. Excuse me. This one really shocked me. You know, okay, college career. I thought it was better players on the board. I loved watching Notre Dame play. You know, Maddie plays tough. She played tough. But man, it was better. Value, you already got Angel Reese that ain't no hitter. Now you got Maddie. I mean, damn, shooters. You had Sellers there. I mean, I get it. You need a guard. You need guards. You don't need no more forwards. And you're not gonna put that girl at center. The Valkyries got to steal. If baby girl needs good, Cheyenne Sellers can ball. Great player. Basketball lineage with her daddy. Jesus. This was a good pick. This was good. I mean, especially for an expansion team, and she on the cheap. And like I said, next year, your payroll is cut. All the veterans gone. Tiana Pow goes next. Goes to Atlanta Dream. Tiana Pow, when they look back at this draft, I know she didn't play exceptionally well to the standard in the tournament going down the stretch, but she can stroke that three when she get her game right. And I think her dropping to this team is going to motivate the hell out of Tiana. I'm looking forward to Pop. I wish Chicago would have got her as well. That was another pick Chicago could have got. The Fever. I was so glad this pick. Michaela Timpson so athletic. Man, when Florida State played LSU, she was balling. Hell of a player. When Florida State upset Notre Dame, she was like on SWAT team mode. Was in they shit. I thought this was a hell of a pick, and I was happy that Indiana just got younger players, period. Because I know what Indiana's doing. Indiana's bulking up for a monster run this year with Caitlin, in the first year with Stephanie White, and trying to strike while the iron's hot. I get it. But you're going to have to put some pieces on that team to go with the Lamborghini that you got in Caitlin Clark. Yeah, you got a Ford Taurus and Natasha Howard, and you got a Bonneville Coupe de Ville and Dewana Bonner. Yeah, them some decent rides. They old school though. You need some young. Need a Porsche, a Ferrari to go with that Lambo. The Bree Hall pick. I would have rather seen Deja Kelly be personal. She from San Antonio. I watched it in high school. But the Bree Hall pick, she can't shoot. She can't shoot. She can't shoot. She have to be a lockdown. I mean, when I say lock, she gotta lock somebody ass up in practice and in the games to make this team. Straight up. Cause her jumper deflected. It's broke. She gonna have to make it on defense. She can make it on defense and work on her game. But like I said, everybody from 3 to 38 gotta work. Number 9, Sanaa Fagan. Love the pick by Los Angeles. She just athletic and got so much room to grow. Sanaa Fagan, to me, jumper better than Kiki Irfin. To me, Sanaa Fagan got more upside than Kiki. Kiki got name recognition, USC, went from Stanford. But Sanaa Fagan, to me, ceiling way higher than Kiki. Way higher. Thought it was a good pick. Thought it was a real good pick. Aisha Kubali, Texas A&M. That's my school. Love the pick for the Sky. Thank God they got a guard. Thank God. And a guard that can shoot and actually score some points. Hopefully she makes this team, but she'll be a big real help to them, especially going forward. The Mystics came in, and this is another one of them, hey, let's go ahead and get old Lucy. I thought this was a great pick. I mean, it's the Mystics, Dallas, as far as the collection of talent they got, had the best drafts as far as getting talent that you can see playing a long time in the WNBA. If they like I said, they gotta work. Lucy still gotta work, but shoots well. Came in big with a lot of pressure. I give her so much credit for coming in and replacing Caitlin Clark and try to lead this team back to the tournament. You gotta commend that. Just off of doing that, because most people wouldn't transfer and try to play after Caitlin that left this big ass crater in that team's roster. But yeah, this was a good pick. The 11th pick in the second round, Lucy Olsen, good pick. Delia Daniels forward, Minnesota Lynx, Washington. This was a solid pick by the Lynx. And Lynx didn't have much to work. It's gonna be hard to make the team. Gonna be hard to make Minnesota. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. But if I'm Delia Daniels, I'm looking at Alyssa Peely, and I'm like, excuse me, bitch, I'm taking your spot. That's how a lot of them are gonna have to be. You're gonna have to be that way. Rhea Marshall was the next pick and the last pick of the second round. Center forward from UConn. Nice little jumper. Nice little jumper in the mid-range. Got room to grow. She defense. You can never go wrong with defense. And she got height. And she got a little chippiness to her game. She'd have been nice, to be honest, in Indiana. I'd have been happy if they had got her instead of Bree Hall. Because when they effed with Juju, she was like ready to squab. That's what I want to see with Caitlin Clark. I want to see somebody gonna knock fire out of a motherfucker. I don't want nobody on the team that just talk. I want you to walk that walk after they're talking. But that was the end of the second round. Rhea Marshall. I love that pick. Third round, this right here, the first pick, Serena Sundell. Loved this pick. You got an old point guard in Seattle with Skylar Diggins-Smith. Man, like I said, they can be like, you know what, Serena, we'll let you get caught up with the speed because you're not the quickest, you're not the shiftiest. You tall, lanky guard. Lanky. Great pick. Then the wings came right back. Backdoored that pick with J.J. Quinley. Hooper. Just a hooper. It's just a... They just got hoopers. I love this pick. Just a straight up dog hooper. That's it. And can score. I mean, damn. Gotta get at these third round picks. They don't hardly make teams, but I think this draft, it might be. They gotta work. They just gotta work. This girl can play. Then the Sparks came back with Latu King. Oh my God. Just off effort. Man, I love Latua King. I really hope she makes the Sparks. Hope she makes the Sparks. Gotta push vets. These ladies, this is going to be the hardest thing they've ever done to this point in their careers. Madison Carter can fire it up. She was the next pick. She went to Seattle. Seattle did a great job of getting some young talent in there that they can stash going forward. Great guard. Watched her down here in Fort Worth. The Valkyries, this seemed like a UConn ass kiss. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I'm just gonna keep it a book. This is like a UConn kiss ass fest. Caitlin Chen goes to the Golden State Valkyries, and I was like, okay, very smart woman. You're not a dummy going to Princeton, and then UConn for that matter of fact. But I was sitting there like Deja. It's like you could have got Deja. You got Caitlin Chen. Hope she can make the team. It just seemed like they was kissing. Like it's almost like Paige said, "Hey, if you don't draft my friends," because when she said that in the thing, my friends are all here, and I'm hoping some of them. And it was like, okay, we'll grant your wish, Paige, as long as you sign with Dallas, and don't cause no waves. Then the Dallas Wings came back and got them a big from Baylor, and I was very happy. Aronette Vonleh, good pick, great pick for what Dallas had lost, and you know Nalissa Smith ain't gonna be there long. This was a steal right here. This was a steal. If they can work this young lady in, this was a steal for them. In the third, you get a big, and on the cheap. The Washington Mystics backdoored it with Zay Green. Alabama had a nice draft. 3 players picked. And that was a great pick. Indiana FIFA came back with a forward. Yvonne Enim, 14.8 points a game. Gonzaga via Canada. Gonna be tough to make that roster because, like I said, Indiana going for it this year. They are trying to take out those Liberty in the East. They don't have to worry about the sun albatross on their back. Seattle comes in with the 9th pick. They pick Jordan Hobbs. Now, Jordan Hobbs had just came off injury her last year playing. Man, this seemed like a sentimental pick. Decent career at Michigan. Basically gave way to the freshman that came with Silas Swords. Shout out to her. Especially being a senior your last year. I love the 10th pick. And like I said, when you a championship team like the Aces, and you can get certain spots and just grab players. You lost Sydney Colson, and she goes to Indiana. Harmony Turner can score points. I did a short on Harmony Turner early season. Shout out to her daddy Rock T, who's with Ricky Smiley on the morning show. But I love this pick. I hope this young lady makes this team, and she can run the point. If you give her time, she'll be down there starting. Very smart, high IQ player. Love that pick. I was happy for her. Taylor Theory, Ohio State. Athletic forward. Athlete. It's going to be hard to make that dream. It's going to be hard to make the dream. Real hard to make the dream, especially this season. But you gotta be the vet. Aubrey Griffin, Minnesota Lynx, ain't making this roster. This was one of them UConn picks. I was like, man, come on, man. Y'all just killing me. The girl hardly played. I think they did this because her daddy Daddy did something. My dad's Adrian Griffin used to play for the Mavericks back in the day. Uh, Come on, man. Come on. It's just, you got the whole team there. And you know, they did the surprise thing with Kate Martin last year. So it was like, and the New York Liberty had the last pick. Aja Kane from France. That's a stash pick all day long. She injured. I think she tore her ACL, I believe. So it's just a stash pick. She's not gonna play. She wasn't gonna play this year anyway. Would have been a higher pick. They just got a on the grab. But if you just want to go through the rosters, if I'm a player and I'm a free agent, and Golden State Valkyries, I'm trying to bust Tiffany Hayes' ass. Straight up. I'm trying to, Tiffany Hayes, 200 thou wow. Older player. I'm coming in. I'm trying to knock fire out of Tiffany Hayes. And to be honest, and I loved how Kate Martin, when she was playing in Arrival, when it first started, she was balling hard. But you got to come in with the mentality, I'll take Kate Martin ass to the hole and take your job. If you don't come in this year with a I don't give a F attitude, these women are going to send you to the unemployment line, and you're going to have to make use of that degree. I'd love to know what you guys think. That's my draft recap. That's my thoughts on the draft. Also, last but not least, I'm so glad Rebecca Lobo checked Andrea Carter's ass with that stupid ass shit about the damn crowds at the games increasing for the Indiana Fever, and there's going to be a hostile environment. Stupid ass. Andrea Carter, Chene Ogumwe, and that damn Elle Duncan are the damn divas of victimhood. And they still want to play the victim. And still, every chance they get, want to take a shot at Caitlin Clark. Man, they need to, all three of them need to go sit they old, beat up asses down and get off Caitlin Clark. They riding Caitlin Clark like a horse. Always talking shit about Caitlin Clark. I was so glad Rebecca Lobo said, man, it's gonna be a friendly crowd wherever Caitlin goes, because all the people are gonna be there to see her. God damn. Y'all can't give that girl no respect. But those are my thoughts on the draft. I'd love to know yours. And until next time, folks, peace.